Order the Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 meeting of the City of Cleveland Board of Control. And it is April 1st, it is not April Fool's Day. So we shall proceed. Public utilities, can you speak to your resolution?
We have a quorum.
Okay, we have a quorum. Okay, thank you. We're just rocking and rolling today.
Yeah, thank you, acting mayor and board. Utilities has a couple of recommendations this afternoon. First is 3026 improvement requirement contract with Core and Main LP for domestic curb stop box for 1 year, in the amount of $2,626,950. 3126 rejecting all bids received February 19th, 2026 for tank and tower inspection, cleaning and maintenance. Neither vendors provided the required paperwork. Recommended approval.
Are there any questions for public utilities? There being no questions, Mr. Secretary, could you please call the roll?
All in favor of adoption of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adopted.
Port control, can you please speak to your resolutions?
Good afternoon, acting mayor, board. Port Control has one item today requesting authorization of contract with CNS Engineers Inc. for design and services for the runway 6 right 24 left reconstruction project. Including copies of our next order report, including various sub-consultants in the amount of $12,511,403.95. Requesting approval.
Thank you. And I note that a significant number of them are SPEs, so we appreciate that. Are there any questions for port control? There being no questions, if Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
All in favor of adoption of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adopted.
Public Works.
Thank you, acting mayor and board. I have one piece for consideration authorizing a concession agreement with ASV Services LLC to use Willard Park Garage for valet parking services on April 25th, 2026 for an event to be held at the Cleveland Public Auditorium and paying us $20 per vehicle. Requesting approval.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Public Works? There being no questions, if Mr. Secretary, could you please call the roll.
All in favor of adoption of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adopted.
Community Development, could you please speak to your resolutions? Resolution.
Good afternoon. The Department of Community Development is requesting authorization to contract with Place Farm Collaborative for professional services necessary to complete the city's 5-year consolidated plan and the fiscal year 2026 annual plan for a total contract amount of $48,500.
Are there any questions for Community Development? There being no questions, Mr. Secretary, could you please call the roll?
All in favor of adoption of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Adopted.
Human Resources.
Thank you, acting mayor and board. I have one recommendation for your approval, which contains 6 different contracts. The first is to approve Aetna for group medical plan coverage for 1 year not to exceed $33,900,640. The second to Medical Mutual of Ohio for group medical plan coverage in a not to exceed of $62,124,000 annually. The third, IMED Vision Care for group vision care coverage for an annual amount not to exceed $600,000. To number 4, to Symetra Life Insurance Company for group life insurance coverage for 1 year and not to exceed $300,000. Number 5, to MetLife or Metropolitan Life Insurance Company, for 1 year for group dental plan vision insurance, an amount not to exceed $5 million. And finally, to Metropolitan Life Insurance Company for voluntary 100% employee paid benefits annually at no cost to the city.
Director Cole, can you just broadly give an overview of how this contract compares to prior contracts?
Sure. So this was as a result of our standard RFP process. We worked collaboratively with our consultant to keep the plans at the lowest cost possible for the city and subsequently, the employees, the one big change as compared to previous is we have changed from Anthem for medical plan coverage to Aetna and are keeping MMO as our other primary group medical plan coverage this time.
And since you are here, I received emails today from Aura, AURA, about identity protection. Is that a fishing expedition or is that someone, they said it was part of the new HR benefit, identity protection, unless it was a phishing scheme?
That seems like fishing.
Okay.
Yeah, don't click that link. Or can you forward that email? So
I will.
Right. Sounds cool, but no, that's not what I'm.
Identity theft protection is often a part of an insurance package, liability insurance.
But I will forward it to Dr. Crow and she shall look at it. But are there any other irrelevant or off topic questions? Director Crow. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Question, just in general. So like that 33 million for Aetna?
Yes.
Is that's for all the employees? Is that, so just from education? So we pay just $1 big, large dollar amount for all employees. And so insurance, is that why insurance companies have incentive to not pay stuff? To try to stay below to keep the profitability at a certain point? Because
Well, no, so we're actually self-payers.
we're stuff.
Yeah, so we pay per claim.
Okay.
With an administrative fee for processing. But these amounts actually are mostly reflective of our claims on a historical basis.
Okay.
And then actuarial up, right, between the insurance companies and our consultants actually to come up with an estimated amount into the plan year.
So like, where are their fees then? Where are their fees? That's another.
We just pay them a standard ASO, like a administrative services fee, to process the claims, but in terms of the actual claims, we don't actually have insurance coverage in the typical sense, rather we pay the claims dollar for dollar.
So,
Because we try to negotiate the claim cost down as much as feasible, but kudos to Oswald, who's done a really, really good job for the city of Cape Cod, true shot to help us.
Thank you for that.
Any other questions for human resources? There being no further questions, the secretary, can you please call the roll?
All in favor of adoption of the resolution, say aye. Opposed? Adopted.
Development.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. The Department of Development has 4 resolutions for the board's consideration today. The first resolution is a request to amend an existing professional services agreement related to the storefront renovation program, just simply to extend the contract term through December 31st of 2027 with an option to renew. This professional services contract supports design-related services for our one design specialist on staff and becomes particularly relevant as with the great help of law, we get closer to relaunching the program within the next couple of weeks, I think, before my baby will come. So very excited about that. That is on my short list of things that must happen before this happens. Okay, so that's resolution 1. Second resolution is a land bank acquisition for fair market value. This is to an adjacent property owner who is an LLC owner, therefore it is a fair market value transaction. That is followed by a resolution to North American Enterprises. This is for 4 parcels located in Councilman Cromwell's ward that will be used for multifamily development near Eddy Road. They're in the process of wrapping up design review right now, and that again will be a fair market value transaction. And then lastly, we are seeking to lease a long-standing community garden to Ohio City Inc. To maintain a lease instead of doing annual licenses. We're now seeking to extend that process, so excited about that. So you may be seeing some more of these transitioning some of our legacy community gardens away from, again, those one-year licenses to longer-term leases. And in this case, this is a parcel on West 47th that's been operating for well over a decade, and the CDC will be the leaseholder.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions for development? There being no questions, we want to first congratulate you and wish you a happy, safe delivery and a happy baby.
Thank you,
So-
sorry, I had to slip that.
Absolutely, no. That's the important stuff. So congratulations, and the secretary, if you could please call the roll.
All in favor of adoption of the resolution, say aye. Opposed? Adopted.
Is there any other business to come before the Board of Control?